Hello, my name is Tony Beers, and this is Movie Grades.
And just like the movies, we play out our last scene.
Hey everybody, Tony Beers here again, and in this episode of Movie Grades, I've got, as usual,
Arcane Stud.
RK Stud, and for this time we got Master Builder Jay. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the Lego Movie. So, let's first talk about the actors. What do you think of the actors? Since Jay is our guest, we'll let him go first.
Chris Pratt played Emmett.
Yes.
Yeah, I really did like him. I like Will Arnett as Batman.
Yeah,
he said
Will
like,
Arnett as
"I'm Batman." That was great. Really enjoyed that.
His voice does suit Batman. He should do it in an animated version, I think. Well, this was animated, but I mean, like, like a DC direct-to-DVD animated. I'd buy him as Batman for sure.
Elizabeth Banks
Yes.
played Wild Style, or Lucy, as we find out later on. Liam Neeson and Morgan Freeman. Now those actors I've known for a very long time. Morgan Freeman, you know him from, Through the Wormhole, and I'm sure you know that voice of his, that epic voice he has.
Right.
Superman was voiced by Channing Tatum. Oh, jeez. Why? At least it wasn't Magic Mike Superman. And you guys also forgot that Will Ferrell plays a big part in the movie, too.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
definitely.
Lord Business.
President Business.
Lord Business, President Business. Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they
true.
call him, yeah.
He actually goes by both names. Oh, and Benny. Oh, Benny was awesome too. He was the
Spaceship!
He was the 1980s spaceman, he was great. I don't know who played his voice, but we almost forgot about him. You can't forget about Benny, little spaceship thing.
Spaceship!
He was great.
Okay, now let's move on. Let's go on to the animation that they had. What do you think?
I think the animation was really well done for a movie because I really never seen Lego movies. Me being the Lego enthusiast, I really seen bits and pieces of Lego movies. I think how they did it was really well done. Like the printed stuff was like the instructions, how they printed stuff onto the stuff. And what was really interesting is they used real like relics outside the Lego universe. Like a Band-Aid or I think I can't think of what Morgan Freeman's character's name is.
Vitruvius.
But I think it's supposed to be like a lollipop.
That's what I was thinking too. Some kind of sucker he had on.
I like how the good cop got, his face taken off with the nail polish remover and a Q-tip, and also how it got redrawn. And I like how President Business, how he enunciate things like differently of what they were, like Craggle.
Right.
Or the nail polish was of knowledge, some things like that. But I know we're talking about the animation. I think the animation was really well done in this movie overall.
I will have to agree with Master Builder over here. The animation was just excellent. Just the way that they had everything drawn and all the Lego bricks. Overall, it was just sweet.
You know it's CGI, but in many times it almost looked stop motion. You could almost believe they used stop motion with Legos, which I thought was really well done. Our other friend, Russell, he mentioned that there was a part where it was supposed to look like Legos, but it looked like CGI to him. I didn't notice that myself, but that's one point that he didn't like. Okay, the song. Since it has a little bit of music.
I know you don't do a lot of music in your videos, but first of all, it was Mark Mothersbaugh. If you all know, he was the main lead singer of Devo, and I really liked it. I mean, I listen to that song by Tegan and Sarah all the time. Everything is awesome, and I really enjoy that song. The music throughout the movie was really good too.
Robin?
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better person making music for a movie, especially animated movies. Mark Mothersbaugh.
Yeah.
Of course, Devo. Plus you're also forgetting that he did a lot of music for Nickelodeon.
And he did the music for The Sims too.
Oh,
If you guys didn't know that, he did.
I will have to be the odd man out here and kind of disagree with you. I personally, it's a fine song, but I think it was kind of annoying myself, but I think it's kind of supposed to be.
A little overdone because
Well-
they use it a lot throughout the movie.
Right, that's true.
It was
It's-
the main. It was the main theme. If it was like a
Right.
game or something, it was like. Cause I know, like in the Wild Western scene,
Mhm.
I still can't think of Morgan Freeman's character's name, but
Vitruvius.
he was playing it on the
Weird name.
piano.
Yeah,
I think they wanted to drill it in your head as much as they could.
yeah, that's kind of that's why I did like
One of
about
them
it.
songs that you know is gonna be stuck in your head, and you're gonna be complaining the rest of the day, like, I can't get this song out of my head.
Yeah. I mentioned to you, I preferred the Batman song that he was singing. I don't know why. It just cracked me up. It's kind of like he was kind of making it up as he went along. He's like, it's dark. I don't have any parents. You know. And it's dark again. It's opposite of light. You know. I just thought it was funnier.
Pull the shades down.
Yeah, and it reflected Batman and stuff, Batman's world. So I thought, and it was only used quite less than the Everything Is Awesome. So it didn't annoy me as much. Plus, I thought it was funnier myself. But yeah, that's what I thought about the music.
I'm gonna have to point out and bring up that the plot and the story for it. Of course, it focuses on Emmett, just a know-nothing regular Lego
Construction worker Lego.
president business.
Venice.
He just wants everything just to stay in its own place with the
Perfection.
Craggle.
He wants people to do what he wants to do. It's
Right.
kind of like a dictatorship.
Exactly.
But how they wrapped it up with the live-action sequences of Will Ferrell and the little boy.
And his son, yeah. I really like that. I mean, you see these live action scenes, these animated movies, and you don't think they belong. But this one really worked because I've seen it done before in other movies and it just hasn't worked. This time it actually worked really well.
There was just a message through that comes down towards the end, which is really awesome. You know, kind of political in our geeky sense. You got the kid with the imagination, and you got the parent that just wants everything just to stay in place.
Yeah.
And you know, that's something we can all relate to now that we're adults and we have still collecting toys.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I won't touch on the story of it. I liked it
Oh yeah.
overall, but I'm not sure if I like that. I mean, it's a good message because they want people to do their own thing, be their own person,
be themselves,
and make things anything
way
they
they
want to. You don't have to follow the instructions, which it is good in a way, but in a way it's bad because when that's how things get done in this world, by following directions, following orders. So it's kind of a mixed message. I feel it's good and bad in my opinion,
But go out of the ordinary and build something from your own mind with all these Lego
Right.
sets, which is what.
What brick
A lot
masters do in real life. They have. That's how they do it. I mean, I've built Legos for so long, and I mean, I get these sets. I get all these sets, and it's amazing what they put in these sets. What kind of action features they put in these sets? Like what functionality? Like you're like, how did they come up with this stuff?
Right.
Like gears and like different type of aspect. It's like amazing how they do it. I know, and I know there's so many different parts and pieces. It's just amazing what you can build.
and it's there's an infinite amount of things that you can build with Legos. I mean, they're just basically bricks, and you can just build anything. Everything turns out square, but you can
Not
build
really.
just
There are
anything.
there's curved pieces. Now.
Okay, yeah. Well, okay. I'm not as that familiar with the Legos as you are, so. But yeah.
Right, that brings up another thing too. You have the Lego collectors who build the stuff like it says. Then you got the ones that think outside the box.
You can build it however you want, or you can build it the way the instructions say, and I think either one is fine, whatever you want to do. But this film kind of emphasized that it's better to make your own thing than to do what the instructions say, and I think you could go either way. It depends on what type of person you are. Do you like it just as the instructions say, or do you like to build your own thing? And either one, I think, is fine for whatever you like. That's where I said I think the message is kind of wrong in saying, well, there's people that follow instructions. Oh, they're nothing but squares. We're the cool kids. We make the
See, that was the thing about.
I wasn't thinking of it like that. I was just bringing up the fact that you have the playability and you have the
right.
See, that's the thing about Emmett. Emmett was a character who always followed the instructions because that's what he did. He was a construction worker. So he was really supposed to be Lucy that was supposed to get the piece de resistance. But the thing is, she didn't get it because he's the one who fell into that mine shaft, So he was the one who touched it, even though it said on the instructions, do not touch strange bricks. So he kind of broke a rule that he was supposed to follow. Maybe that was kind of be like a symbolism, like don't touch strange bricks. And then it showed him, well, maybe I'm not really the guy that follows instructions anymore. I'm the one that has to find my way. He
grew as a character.
He grew as a character. Then he built that his first idea was that double-decker couch.
Right.
And everybody made fun of it.
Right.
But it had a good feature to it when they could, sit in there when the submarine blew up. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but then eventually he built that mech, that thing was pretty sick. That thing was pretty awesome, that construction mech.
So, okay, I think we wrap it up. So, we'll start with Robin here.
Okay, as always, one of the things that we review movies on is, fun. Yeah. Was this fun? For me, it was fun. Mm-hmm. There were points that I was even sitting at the edge of my seat, like,
really?
Oh yeah, I really was.
Yeah.
And then for an animated cartoon CGI movie to do that for me is just, I didn't think I would have as much fun with this as what I did. My only complaints were, and they're few and small. Of course, it was Warner Brothers, so they had some DC heroes in it. No Marvel characters, I can't figure that one out. But we did get to see some Star Wars cameos.
Right.
And like, they're owned by Disney, and so is Marvel. What's going on here?
Yeah, don't quite make sense.
Like you have one or the other. That's
right.
I don't know. That's behind doors that we don't know about why.
Right.
Or maybe they're saving the Marvel characters for the next movie. Anything's possible.
Possibly, yeah.
So I will give this as an animated CGI movie, whatever you want to call it. I give this a B.
B. Jay?
I really enjoy it a lot, and this is the second time I've actually seen the movie, and I enjoy it both times I've seen it. Like I said, I'm a very high Lego enthusiastic. I collect Legos, I build them, I enjoy Legos. I've been collecting Legos probably for as far back as I can remember as a toddler, probably having Duplo originally many decades ago. And this movie was really good. I mean, like I said, they've done a lot of Lego movies, but they were always theme-based. This one was actually a non-theme based. This was actually Lego's first foot into doing something different outside their theme base, which I'm surprised it took them this long to do. You would think this should have been done like 10, if not longer, 10 more years ago. Mm-hmm. But I really enjoyed the movie a lot. I'm going to give it an A-.
Okay.
Wow.
I liked it. I'll say that off at first. And I would say this is kind of like the Who Framed Roger Rabbit or Toy Story of Lego movies, because you got all these characters coming in one franchise, which I thought was really cool. And it was a very fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot. And I've actually seen some of the other Legos movies. I think, well, only one. I've seen the Star Wars Lego movie, and that one seemed to cater to very young children, and I didn't like it myself. It was okay, but I wasn't part of its demographic, And this one, I think, reaches more demographics. I think older people couldn't like it. I think younger people would like it. and the story was actually a lot better. I mean, like the Star Wars one that I saw was just kind of silly, goofy stuff. This one has, you know, a message, and a really good story too, an emotional story. You feel for the characters, and like always says, balance. You know, there's silly stuff, but there's some emotional stuff in there. And you know, there's a like we said, a character arc, especially with what's the guy's name? I can't.
Emmett.
With Emmett, I mean, Emmett goes through an arc, and so does the girl.
Lucy.
I can't remember the characters' names. And you know, even the bad guy goes through his character arc. I mean, and then the live action characters go through a character arc. It's actually really good. The only bad thing I would say is or it's not really my thing. I thought it was good, but I don't think I don't think I'll buy this on DVD.
I think the only bad thing about it is that, like I said before, I would have probably given it a higher grade, but I feel like this is something that Lego could have done years ago. I don't know why they waited so long. Maybe they have their reasons. Maybe, you know.
I think the technology had to
Well,
get out.
the technology's been there for a long time. They could have done this like 5-10 years ago. I mean, that's the only reason why I gave it a A- versus an A.
Right.
Because I feel like the technology was always there. I mean, think about movies they did 5 years ago.
Think about, you know, Toy Story. How
Exactly.
long was that?
Toy Story was originally done in 95.
95, yeah.
But the thing is, I'm saying like that. If you're saying 95 between now and 95, that's almost 20 years.
Exactly.
So Lego could have done this, you know, even 5 years ago. I would have been okay with it. But if there was a reason behind why they had to wait, maybe they had their reasons.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was still a very good movie. So what's going to be your final?
My grade is, you know, it's a good movie, but I don't think it's up to par with something like Toy Story. I think that's
Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, well, I think Wreck-It Ralph's not as good as Toy Story either. It's kind of up there too, but this is almost around the Wreck-It Ralph, in my opinion. You know, as far as quality goes. So I'd give it about a B-.
That's fair.
I think that, you know, but that's me. I think younger children would probably love this movie. I think they would love it to hell.
Or Lego enthusiasts.
Or Lego enthusiasts, yeah.
And where else can you have Batman meet up with the Star Wars characters?
Batman's, you know,
He
Star
really stole that
Wars.
hyperdrive. That was funny.
All right, so is that it for this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say
I think
so.
that does it.
This-
Okay, Stud.
Master Builder Jay signing off.
This is Bill J, and I'm Tim Pierce, and we'll see y'all next time.
Vitruvius.
Toxic Pop has a new Facebook page. Like it to see pictures and keep informed about our upcoming events and videos. A link is in the description. Go to www.facebook.com/toxicpop1.